Bonjour à tous. So I'll do this very quickly. There's QP in a few minutes. Je vais y aller rapidement. Last night, I sent a motion to the House leaders from the opposition for the creation of a committee to study all the expenses related to COVID-19. So we put in place many important programs, and the committee would have the task to analyze all of that. I think it's something very responsible. It's the creation of a very important committee to do very important work. If you compare that to what the Conservatives are suggesting, which is an ultra-partisan committee in a totally irresponsible move, I think we're proposing something very, very responsible. And I've sent a letter this morning also to the House leaders to give them more details. And I expect to discuss with them, and hopefully we can reach a deal today. Alors, hier soir, j'ai envoyé une motion aux leaders des différents partis de l'opposition et où ce que j'énonce clairement l'objectif de créer un comité de la Chambre pour analyser l'ensemble des efforts du gouvernement au niveau de la pandémie, de la lutte à la pandémie. Et si on compare ça avec ce que les conservateurs proposent, qui est une motion complètement partisane, je dirais ultra-partisane et même irresponsable, je pense que c'est la bonne approche, celle du gouvernement, la bonne approche à suivre. Ce matin, j'ai fait parvenir une lettre à tous les House leaders en donnant plus de détails sur ce que l'on souhaite faire, et je vais discuter avec eux au cours de la journée en espérant pouvoir arriver à un consensus.
Nous avons le temps pour 2 questions. We have time for 2 questions on the phone. Please, operator, do we have a first question?
Yes, please press star 1 at this time. Appuyez sur étoile 1 maintenant. Première question est de Marie-Claire Walsh, Global Mail. À vous la parole. Please go ahead.
Hi, Minister. Thanks for taking our questions. Can you clarify what you mean by what you said on Twitter, that if passed, the motion from the Conservatives would raise questions about confidence? Are you saying that passing that motion would show that the opposition doesn't have confidence in the Liberals and would then trigger an election, or are you saying it would then trigger a confidence vote?
Thank you for the question, Marie. Their motion, which calls for the creation of this party, of this committee that they call the Anti-Corruption Committee, and then they put everything in there that the government is doing or trying to do to help Canadians, is clearly an indication that there's no confidence in what the government is doing. That's the first thing. The second thing is that by voting this motion, then you're asking the government to concentrate all their efforts on what is requested by this committee instead of fighting the pandemic, instead of being there for all Canadians. So we think that it's extremely irresponsible on behalf of the Conservatives to table such a motion, because for us, not only the government, but all MPs should be focused on helping Canadians in this health and financial crisis.
Follow-up?
Yeah, so could you please clarify then what you mean? Does this mean that the government views that passing this motion would then trigger an election?
Well, we'll see later about that. But what I'm saying is that a motion like this one, if you read it, I'm sure you will agree, sends a message which is difficult to say that is giving confidence to the House. Actually, I would say that a motion with this strong words, so partisan, is in a way a message saying that they don't have confidence in the government. And once again, they're saying that they're going to force the Prime Minister, they're going to force the Deputy Prime Minister, they're going to force ministers to be there whenever they want, which means could be every day, every week, instead of being concentrated on doing their work for the Canadians. If you take all that together, it's something extremely serious that is there, and Canadians will judge if it was the right thing for them to do to put such a partisan and a responsible motion in place.
Last question in the room, Lee?
Yes, Lee Berthiaume from the Canadian Press. So I just want to be clear. If they vote to create this committee, will you call an election as a government?
Well, actually, we're not there. We're focused on working on our motion, and I'm an optimistic. And the Bloc tabled a motion in the past, the NDP too. The things that we have in common, maybe we can agree on something. But what I'm saying is that the Conservatives' motion that is there on the table, if it was to be debated tomorrow, would send a clear message that there is no confidence in the government.
So that would trigger an election.
We'll see.
So, sorry, I don't know how you can say it's a confidence motion and then, it's a big threat. I mean, it's a giant threat hanging over everything.
What they're doing is extremely serious, and they're not being responsible here, and they're not. For example, take what they're doing with the Finance Committee, saying that public servants misled them, and we say, well, invite the public servants to the committee, give them the opportunity to explain themselves. They don't want to do that, right? On the other committee, what they're saying is that we're going to ask for all financial information of people that never run for office, that are public individuals like you, and we're going to ask everything from them. And maybe tomorrow it's you that will have to give all your documents. And we think that they crossed the line. They crossed the line when they say that the ministers and the public servants will spend all their time working on this instead of working for Canadians. So, when you do things, there are consequences. Thank you.